Well, I see really, when you look at Davos and see what it represents, it seems to me as if it's evolved naturally over time, but it's taken on a shape now which promotes globalism. And globalism does have its benefits for those who win, but for the vast majority of the working classes that quote unquote grow as the global economy also grows, we see a lot of deficits in those parts of the world. As societies get stagnated and they become more dispersed, with fewer winners and a lot more losers as this globalism takes hold. Now, this is the view and this is sort of the identity which I think Davos and the World Economic Forum want to see actually work in the advantage of the world. But we are seeing facts different to what these aims are. So when you're looking at the predictions or the thoughts that come out of Davos, I think one thing that the world really needs right now is transparency, and it needs accountability for the mismanagement of many different aspects of geopolitics, economics, and social and healthcare policies. So unless these things are addressed head on, then any talk that comes out of organizations like Davos will remain strictly talk, because any benefits that they say will happen, they need to be proof of. But a lot more negatives have come out of this way of thinking for the world in general, I think.
And Klisman, when you talk about mismanagement of geopolitics and the economy, what are you referring to?
Well, you don't really have to be an political risk scientist to see that the issues between the West and Russia have been going on for at least the last 30 years. And if one were to take a look at how the situation has evolved, there's two really big perspectives that one can take on the relationship between just these two dyads, right? Because there's many other bilateral, multilateral relationships that matter in the world, of course. But the most violent one that we have seen erupt over last year has been Russia, Ukraine, and the West. So that's one aspect of international politics that, again, you can't say what would have happened if things were different, but long-term dialogue between these partners, I think, could have been a lot stronger for this not to have happened. But again, incentives are so, and both of these blocks have very different, visions of how they want to develop, and they clash. When it comes to healthcare policy, the global lockdowns cause a lot of problems, not only for the economy, but also for people's mental health. And when it comes time to the actual economy itself, central banks, along with fiscal policy, I think caused a lot of issues that we are seeing now. Again, dropping of rates and then hiking them up very, very fast afterwards, injecting liquidity when that wasn't really the issue at play here. A lot of these things happened all at the same time, along with COVID and along with other regional issues like Brexit and many other things across the world. And this is fueling populism across the world.
Right.
People are very frustrated by the lack of leadership from the governments.